Most small YouTubers are focusing on the wrong things and it's actually killing their chances of growth. So my goal in this video is to show you how to unlock more views, actually build some momentum and grow your small channel. And do that even if you're starting at zero right now. And I want to share something really powerful with you that I learned, and we'll get to that in just a second. But first, let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes that all small creators make. And guys, this is huge, but here's the truth, guys. Focusing on subscribers won't grow your channel. In fact, it could be one of the things that's holding you back. I can speak from personal experience on this, that focusing on subscribers will actually drive you crazy. You know the process, opening up the YouTube Studio app on your phone, swiping it down to get a refresh, only to see that your subscriber count didn't go up. And actually, if you've ever done it and had subscriber count go down, the struggle is real, right? So if you focus on that, you're going to quickly get frustrated and upset. And what if I told you you could actually predict growth for your subscribers? And once that happens, that changes everything, right? That changes the game, because now you have a process that you can follow that's going to lead to subscribers without putting a direct focus on it. So I wouldn't be afraid to bet that you've probably never done this on your channel. I recently did it on mine, and I found out that for every 43 views that I get on my YouTube channel, I get one subscriber. So now with this information, if I want to get 1,000 new subscribers, now I know what I got to do, right? I can reverse engineer the math on how many views I have to get to hit that amount of subscribers. So most new YouTubers are focused on all the wrong metrics, right? They're focusing on outputs and not inputs, right? You know, I remember back to so many things I've done, and we were always focused on sales, right? Or these outputs. And then all of a sudden it was a game changer when we realized that if we focus on the inputs, like how many leads we needed to get, right? How many calls we needed to make, instead of what our sales dollars were, that was a massive mindset change, and one that we could actually control. And it's just like that on YouTube, right? You can't control how many people are going to subscribe to your channel. In fact, you can't even control how many views you're going to get. But what you can control is how many videos you post, how much time you spend researching to find a good video topic and title, how much time you spend creating a really high quality thumbnail. And then you can use the same process that we just used to reverse engineer the math on views to subscribers to now how many videos do I got to post to get a certain amount of views to grow my channel. And all of a sudden, growing on YouTube starts to become a math equation. And that's not to say that you won't get exponential growth on YouTube, because that's one of the beauties of it, right? Like you can steadily move along, and then you have one video take off, and now you're up here, and then up here, and then up here each time this happens. But if we focus on the inputs, the steady improvement, we can start to reverse engineer the math of what it's going to take to hit the goals that we're after. And from there, it's about being strategic with your channel. No more random uploads. If you follow this channel for any length of time, you know I'm all about the numbers game, right? Putting more out there, because we know the 80-20 rule tells us that the more we put out there, the more opportunities we have to be successful. But at the same time, we got to be strategic in that. Just because you post 100 videos doesn't mean that 20 of them are going to be successful. But if you spend some time being strategic with that, then there is a good chance that if you put out 100 videos, 20 of them will be successful. So what do I mean by strategic? By this, I mean having a plan, not just uploading randomly, because that can be a huge waste of time and energy, right? When we talk about one thing one day and something totally random over here another day, and then something random over here on a different day, now we're making it really hard for YouTube to find the people that we're trying to bring into our world, that we're trying to bring into our channel to get views and get subscribers. So a lot of small creators overlook this. And what makes it even worse is when they're posting these random videos on topics that nobody's looking for, because they didn't do the research to be strategic with the content that they're posting. So you got to find where you fit in, where your channel fits in. Who are you trying to attract? Who are you trying to bring into your world? Because that's going to tell you what videos to create and what topics to attack. And success leaves clues. There's probably other people in your niche that are already successful. And if there isn't, then you're probably in the wrong niche. And this is just the first piece of the puzzle, guys. So let's talk about how, as a small channel, you can actually start to speak to the algorithm and get it working for you. Have you ever thought the algorithm hates me, or the algorithm hates small channels? Well, it doesn't, but it needs the right information to take your videos and serve those to an audience. And that's why, as a small channel, your metadata is actually really important, because YouTube doesn't know a lot about your channel already, right? You don't already have a big audience that has told YouTube the type of people that would like your videos. So as a small channel, things like your titles, your descriptions, your transcript. All of those small little pieces within the metadata of YouTube help the algorithm figure out what your content's about. So we have to think as small creators, because a lot of people get this wrong. What are people that are interested in what I teach actually searching for and looking for on the platform? And I'm not talking about doing a ton of keyword research and using keywords or SEO as your main strategy to grow on YouTube. But what I am saying is finding the topics and terms that the people in your audience are looking for, because when you use those in your titles, that's going to help YouTube suggest your videos to the right people that are already watching videos from other creators on those topics, or people that have searched those terms in the past. So if the metadata that you're putting on your videos is vague or generic, as a small channel, this could literally kill the reach that your videos are getting. And if you've ever seen one of those curves where your video gets some views and then it just flatlines off, well, that's probably a sign that the algorithm doesn't know who to promote your video to. But metadata is just the start, right? Because once people actually find our videos, we got to get them to stick, right? So many people fall off after the first few seconds, and the majority of people fall off within the first 30 seconds. So how do we get people to stick? Because if people don't stick, YouTube's going to stop recommending your videos. So how do we do that? Well, number one, we got to have a great title that gives a great promise. And in the first few seconds of our video, we got to make that viewer believe that we're going to deliver on that promise that we made in the title. And one of the things you'll probably notice within this video, if you go back and think about it, is I've constantly given you hints throughout this video of the next thing in the process. Or I may have said things like, in a minute, we're going to talk about this. And the reason for that is I'm doing what's called opening loops, right? I'm saying things that are going to keep you interested in this video as it progresses. And I'm paying those off throughout the video. But at the end of the day, I'm working on the retention to get people to stick. And that's what you have to do in your videos. So you can say things like, this first step is simple, but most people miss the crucial second piece, which is, right? So I'm giving a taste of what's to come, and I'm using some urgency like crucial, and that's how we get people to stick. So think about this. Getting people to stick and watch your videos isn't just based around some fancy editing strategy or throwing B-roll in your videos or having a sound effect every 3 seconds. Those are little micro things that inches your retention forward sometimes, but the biggest factors in keeping people engaged in your videos is the storytelling, the excitement, getting people wanting to know what's coming next. Those are going to be the things that have the biggest impact. So how do we actually get more watch time? And when I think about this, I think one of the easiest ways to do this as a small channel is to create longer videos, right? And there's a big caveat with that, because you have to do it right. Just because you create longer videos doesn't mean more watch time. But if you can do what we just talked about in the last step and tell good stories and give examples and open loops and be relatable in your videos, then longer videos can only help you. And speaking of longer videos, another thing that can really help, and I know what you're going to say if you're a small channel, but it's live streams. And I know that's scary, and it's scary for me, and I recorded hundreds and hundreds of videos. But guys, this can be a fast way to get a lot of watch time as a small channel. So a lot of times I just literally force myself to say, hey, this is what the topic of my live is going to be about. I set a date and time, and then I just go on there and share. And this has actually been a pretty powerful strategy for me, because what I've been able to do with it is take a 30 to 45 minute live stream, edit that down to some key points after I'm done with it, and turn that into a video on my channel. So not only did it get watch time as a live stream, but now it gets watch time as the algorithm starts promoting it as a video that I've edited and made it just the concise parts, right? Because when you're live, things go wrong. Things aren't scripted. Things don't come out perfect. And you can edit all that stuff out in post it as a video, and get even more views as the algorithm promotes that to people that aren't in your existing audience. And I found that on my live streams, I get a lot of views from my existing audience, right? YouTube tends to even promote the replays to my existing audience. So by converting that into a new video, there's a lot of new people that haven't seen my channel yet that get access to that content in a much more edited format. And guys, I want you to think about this. At the end of the day, the goal of the algorithm is to satisfy the end user, because the longer YouTube keeps people on the platform, the more money they make from their advertisers. So if you focus on creating good content that keeps people on the platform, well, then you're doing what YouTube wants, right? So I think it's easy sometimes to, want to blame the algorithm for not pushing your video, but at the end of the day, it's typically a disconnect between the content that you're creating and the audience that you're trying to attract. And the sooner that you embrace that at and look in the mirror and say, okay, what do I need to do to get better? And you can break this down. Am I getting people to click on my videos? If the answer is yes, but you're not getting a lot of watch time or people aren't engaging with your videos, then your videos aren't good enough. They're not engaging enough. People aren't enjoying them. But on the flip side, once you get someone to actually click on your video and watch your videos, they're giving it a thumbs up, they're commenting on it, telling you how amazing it is, but your videos are getting low views, well, then you probably got a title or thumbnail problem. So you can reverse engineer this to see where you should focus your efforts to get better faster. So guys, if you're a small channel, the end game is to one step at a time, get a little bit better every single day, and know that this is the long game. If you're looking for overnight success, YouTube probably isn't your platform. But if you're willing to put in the work day after day, it's one of the most amazing places you can be as a content creator.